Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is quite a serious message, and I'm I'm alive. Thank God I'm alive, but also I'm alive. So what I want to tell you guys is that this world for the last year, maybe even shorter, has been hit by so many calamities, floods everywhere, earthquakes everywhere. It's like, oh my god. So this is a part of being online worldwide, worldwide, of course. So I probably you remember that some parts of the United States of America were hit by crazy floods recently, and we have powerful earthquakes hitting many places in this world, guys. And for me, as I have my family in the Philippines, and I live in Thailand, and I was recently in Sumatra in Indonesia. For me, this is very troublesome. I also have friends in India. I have been to China. I have friends from Japan. Really, basically from all over the world. And now all this stuff is happening with even, oh my God, the burning in Hong Kong, those skyscrapers with people living inside it. Oh my God, it really crushes my heart to see those flames licking up those buildings and probably killing hundreds of people who just wanted to live their life, and by some reason they were not able to escape. You know. So now I'm I'm lucky as of now. I'm in Norway, and we have a very stable ground in Norway. It's not really prone to earthquakes. We have big floodings though. Big floodings here. Oh yeah. Bridges, roads washed away. So floodings are all over the place, guys. Uh, and then people start to wonder why. Wait, number one, why is because the world is more interconnected. So you have reports from all over the world. Now, I don't want to make a huge problem that will imply me in the problem. But our Lord Jesus Christ, 2000 years ago, he told about the wise man will build his house on a solid ground. He will dig deep and he will make a good foundation. This was a parable, yes, but it's also related to true life. So Jesus said the wise man, he will not only put a beautiful house on somewhere in wherever is easy to put a house, because Jesus said there will be coming floods, storm floods and storm and tempest. It will come anytime, and this is 2000 years ago. So it's not like like the communist guys say that this is due to Donald Trump or his denial of climate change. There's nothing to do with that. You must understand. And the floodings and earthquakes and everything is recorded from the Bible, from old times, very old times, guys. So I built a house. I built a house in the Philippines. I did, guys, and I knew that it sometimes, like every 10 year, every 7 years, there will be some extreme flooding, and it happened. So when I built my house, and my house is actually in the main road in the village where all the flooding is happening. I mean, the excess of flooding. I'm not talking about there is some minor heavy rain, but so no, I don't want to brag, but I knew about this flooding when I came there. So when we built the house, I demanded it will be elevated, but even at elevation is not really strong enough if there is extreme high flooding. Correct. So I built the main part of that house with some huge column columns with a lot of thick rebar. That's what they call it in English. I'm a Norwegian. Rebar, rebar. So even if the water was supposed were to rise like 2 meters, and if we were located there, my house would still be standing. Now, of course, I'm not bragging because I have the financial muscles, I have the financial muscles to do so. But so many people, they are so innocent, they just want to have a place to put a roof over their bodies, and yeah, I really feel so sorry for those people because I cannot. I'm a strong person because I have a lot of money compared to those people there. So I am also educated, so I know about uh, like the building code and the thickness of the rebars. Thickness of the rebars. I have studied the Filipino building code, and also some of these old traditional houses in not only the Philippines. I saw it everywhere in Indonesia, in Cambodia. Yes, I was in Cambodia. They are building their houses on stilts. You see, now that modern people, they want everything to be like concrete and asphalt and glass and tiles and stuff like that. You see, but nature was never um, asked in the conference of how you want to build. So, and then another one is very true, which we saw already in the Philippines, is that yeah, they know the flood is coming down that way, so we have to build some levees, some strong river beds made of concrete and whatever to protect the settlements from future floodings. Now, and bridges and whatever. Now the problem is if, and I only say if, but you know what I mean. The guys are stealing their money because they want to buy their nice villa and their nice cars, a Toyota, whatever they are doing with that money. They are stealing that money from those public fundings. And so they don't give a fuck about people getting killed. about villages getting destroyed, and I'm not talking only about the Philippines, but I'm specifically know that this happened in the Philippines. Okay, so, and one life lost is so terrible. I I don't know. I don't want to get involved in being a political agitator, but I want to uh, be a voice of truth and reason, because if you have, like we have today, like a democracy, and you have a state, you have a government, you have all these resources that are taken in by taxes from the people and from whatever, and if it's not used to protect the people, that is terrible, guys. That is terrible. And and then I just want to say, why don't, when they construct something, why don't they uh, listen to their forefathers? Why don't you listen to the Bible? Jesus said you have to build your house on a proper ground. That's how it is, guys. So then we have the earthquakes. We cannot do so much about the earthquakes, but building strong foundations is all about strong foundations, guys. It's actually all about not being too fancy, like building a skyscraper. Now we see this in Hong Kong. It's terrible. What happened? Can you imagine that they have these beautiful high skyscrapers, and they are meant for people to live in. So people are living, or were living in them. And then they put the scaffolding from bamboo, for whatever, I don't know. We don't use bamboo in Norway. We use metal. We use iron. So iron can never catch fire unless the CIA is involved, like it happened in New York back in the days. But basically, we saw the same thing in Turkey, where so many people died because of corruption in the construction business. Yeah, what can I say? I think I don't even know. But even here, this house is built on sand. The foundation of this hand where this land, this house where I am now, is built on sand. So it doesn't need too much before it's gonna collapse. So anyway, the point is we are living here for maybe 50 to 90 years. That's what we're doing. So we should plan for our lives here in this world. Of course, build your house, your building on a solid ground. Build your morality, your philosophy, your thought lives on a solid ground. And that solid ground is what Jesus was talking about. He said, "He who hears my teaching but do not do accordingly, he is the one who built his house on sand." So let's be among the people who build our lives. But not only hearing, we need to hear, of course, we need to hear the teachings of Jesus Christ, but we also need to act accordingly. And then, even if the flood is coming, the storm is beating against it, and all these things are happening, the earthquakes are there. If you put a good foundation on your life, I'm talking both metaphorically and in the physical world, which we all now should know by now that yes, rain is coming, flood is coming, earthquakes are coming, storms are coming. And the same thing happens in the spirit. In the spirit, guys. The same thing happens in the spirit. So how can you build a strong foundation? It is by not only, but you have to listen to or read the words of Christ, but you have to obey them and put them in practice. That's what I want to say. And oh my God, I'm just so sorry for whatever is happening here in this world. So many terrible things. I bring my condolences to everybody who lost a dear one, for those who are hurt. But let me tell you, it is not the fault of the Creator. Okay, just let that sink in. Okay, bye bye.